listen, I met a few wizards in my day. And what I've learned is when I'm in the presence of a wizard, like, I just shut up.
Shut your pie hole and listen.
Just listen.
Lay back.
Right? You know, I just learn because there's no way my body of knowledge can compare to the brother that's on the phone, or say Bobby, or, you know, there's just no way. So what I tend to do,
put my sword back.
I sheath my sword and I let the master Jedi take the scene. Yeah. And that's what we're experiencing here right now with Brother Dick Gregory. He doesn't have to apologize for who he is. That's right. He done put the work in. Yeah. You know, I got an uncle who's in his 60s, late 60s. He said, "What? You got Brother Dick Gregory on the show? He was at UCLA when I was 19. I had just graduated." He said, "That was the dude." He said he still is the dude. So when we bring him on because we know he can edify and our spirits with his information, with his wisdom, and all we have to do is fall back. So with that said, Brother Gregory, is there, I mean, I got so many questions about conspiracies. Who killed Tupac and Biggie? Who was the real Michael Jackson? Like, you knew who Michael Jackson really was. And my whole thing, tell us what's on your heart to say to us right now about conspiracies and how it affects our community. What do we need to know? How do we defend ourselves against it? How do we learn what you know?
Well, first, you can't. That's like you asking a brain surgeon that's 80 years old, how do we learn what you know? You ain't going to get on a radio show. You get the appetite to go look at the real stuff. Punch up on your computer while we talking, Kennedy's brain is missing. Now, how you got the President of the United States, the most powerful person in the world, get shot in Dallas, and between that, somebody can come in and get his brain? And then after you punch up the coffin that he was buried in, they dug that up and threw it in the ocean. Why? Because folks listen to shows like this, and they're going to exhume that coffin one day, and they're going to find a horror story. That's why they're able to do it. Did the New York Times tell you this? No. Did the folks on the evening news tell you this? No. They know the mentality. What I was saying to the brother just now, to get back to all at once, find out that I'm his brother and I'm tampering with his daughter. Mama is world renowned. She's a black woman, and she runs the largest educational county in the world. The brother is president of a major white bank. So now y'all got to call the police on me once you find out I did it. But there's something inside of you that want to hear my side, because can we afford to be embarrassed around the world from one of the top black money ladies and money men in the world to reduce down that your brother raped your daughter? So I'm looking for him to tell me, and then I come in to, yeah, man, you know, she ain't never liked me. She's always lied on me. And the more he said, the better it sounds.
Wow. Hey, Brother Gregory, we're at the end of the show. Man, I got to say this to you really quickly. I am deeply appreciative of you taking the time. I love you, brother. I love you, and I wish and hope that I can meet you one day. Hopefully when you're in L.A., you can come in studio. But we got to have you on this show, and we got to have you on this platform.
But I'm going to say this as I leave. When somebody told you to get me, you had to call who to get me?
Daryl Mooney, one of the Mooney twins.
And then after Daryl Mooney, he had to call my wife.
Yes, sir.
After the millions of dollars I made and make, I've never had a checking account. She handles all of it.
Yes, sir.
Because I know who that black woman is. The most powerful. And I'll leave you with this. Hurricanes, is the spirit of a black woman. All hurricanes started in West Africa at the same spot black folks was put on the ship.
That's right.
All hurricanes stay on the water and follow the same ship, follow the same path that the slave ship followed.
Wow.
No slave was offloaded the ship till it got to the Caribbeans.
Wow.
You hear me?
Yes.
Well, no slave was offloaded the ship till they got to the Caribbean. No hurricane jumps above water till they get to the Caribbean. Wow. And will hit this country called America and go all the way up the East Coast to Maine. Mm-hmm. And none of them even know this and none don't. Maine is as close to Canada as your telephone or your radio is to you. Why you think Canada's never had a hurricane? Because Canada never treated a black woman like America did. There's a universal God that don't have to explain to you what has happened, okay? The payback is not you. If you get mad at me and go and that's like taking air out your own time. If you was in Europe now, and I was in Europe, and you was selling crack, and I was selling Vaseline petroleum jelly, I'd get more time than you. Why? Vaseline petroleum jelly is made out of gasoline, and you rub it on your babies. You put it on your lips. That's the ignorance they got us in. Okay? Vaseline petroleum jelly. It's right there in the name.
Wow. Huh? Wow,
and
brother.
So consequently, we sit around and think that this and that, your PhDs and all of that crap. Let me tell you something. Real quick.
Really quickly.
Steve Jobs, remember?
Steve Jobs, Apple.
When he died, in his personal checking account, I'm not talking about the real one, at $300 billion in his personal checking account. I got a cousin in St. Louis, little jackleg thug, man. He drink bad whiskey, cheap whiskey, cuss out everybody, fights every time. That nigga's 104. Steve should have followed him.